Hi everyone, welcome to this channel, and in this video we are going to talk about top 5 IT skills to learn in 2022. These skills are purely based on my experience and what I see while browsing through the jobs in LinkedIn or in Indeed or several of these platforms, and what I think are the most important skills in 2022. So these are my opinions and based up of my experiences. So yeah, let's begin with the number one skill. Number one skill to be learned in 2022 will be computer networking and operating system, like the core subject, core field of IT. If you want to get into IT, networking is one of the field which you need to get started with. Then comes the operating system. So basically, in terms of networking, we have couple of certifications from which you can start with, which is Network Plus and CCNA. Like these are the most popular and most listed. Like if you go through your LinkedIn job section, or if you go through the Indeed job section and you just type CCNA, and if you type suppose India or the US, and you see the number of jobs listed, there will be much more jobs in with CCNA and Network Plus. These two are the entry level certification which you can do in 2022. For the operating system part of you, you can start to learn Linux. So if you are using Windows right now and if you work with PowerShell, then PowerShell is also an essential skill to learn. So earlier we used to have a certification from Microsoft called MCSA and MCSE, which basically tests you on the skills of handling the Windows server. Please note that 90% of the business environment run Windows enterprise servers, means Windows Server 2012, 2019, and now 2021 we have another version of the Windows Server. So that is also very essential to learn. But with the cloud and how the DevOps is growing, Linux is one of the most desirable operating system or desirable skill which you can learn. So Linux, if we talk about Linux, we have Linux Plus certification and we have LPIC certification. And if you want to follow a specific path in the Linux world, then go for Red Hat certification. So basically core networking and operating system. These two you will have to learn in 2022 if you are starting. So these are for like entry level people who are just starting in IT and want to grow further. Roles like network engineer, network administrator, data center technician, or anything related to Linux administration will be covered under core networking and operating system. So this is the number one skill to learn in 2022. Moving on to number two. Number two will be cloud computing. So as we saw with COVID and all that pandemic, like last 2 years, everybody is working remotely. Most of the people in IT are working remotely, except for network engineers and data center technicians. Everybody is kind of working remotely. So there are three proper cloud providers or three most popular cloud providers. First will be the AWS, second will be the Microsoft Azure, third will be the Google Cloud Platform. So you can choose any one of these. As of now, in terms of the certification value, AWS Solution Architect Associate has the most amount of value. If you see the job descriptions around the world, AWS SAA is one of the most desirable IT certification right now. So you can start with that. But if you come from a Microsoft background, or in your area, if you search and you see a lot of Microsoft Azure jobs where they're asking for Azure Administrator Associate certification, AZ104, I guess. If most of the companies are asking for that, go for Azure. So you can go for either AWS or Azure. The interfaces are quite similar. The name of the services are also quite similar. So you can jump into the cloud. And most of the companies now are moving to a hybrid cloud environment. So some of their stuff will be working on AWS, some of that will be working on Azure, and some of them will be Google Cloud. So they are using hybrid environment. So you basically need to get a basic or fundamental understanding of how cloud works and what, like how does the cost and everything comes into picture. So cloud computing will be the second skill to learn in 2022. The third skill will be network automation. If you are from a networking background, if you are moving ahead with the networking background, if you have already completed your CCNA or any other like basic networking certification, or if you're already working as a junior network administrator, so learning network automation can change everything. Like you can start. I am also preparing for Cisco DevNet associate certification this year. That is one of the thing in my bucket list for this year. So basically, that DevNet certification concludes the entire aspect of the network automation and how does it come into picture with already traditional networking. So you can start with Cisco's DevNet. That is one of the great certification in terms of network automation and also DevOps. Like it goes to DevOps as well. So network automation and DevOps, you can take it as that. So the network automation will be the third skill to learn in 2022. Now on to the next one will be cyber security. And in cyber security, we have a lot of different things to learn. So this is not like just only one certification on one particular thing to learn in cybersecurity. It's a whole spectrum of things. So it can be related to network security where you will be handling firewalls and stuff. So you can go for Palo Alto, Fortinet, Checkpoint. These are top three. And also Cisco security stuff, Cisco CCNP security, CCNA. I think they have SecOps. So for that you can go. But basically it's a whole wide spectrum of things. The general idea is to start with the CompTIA Security Plus or Pentest Plus directly. Then you can go for ELEARN Security Junior Penetration Tester. Then you can go for OSCP, which is the most respected certification in this field as of now, if you want to become a penetration tester specifically. Or you can also go for CISSP. That is like a cybersecurity management side of things. So these are like top certification. OSCP should be your goal if you are if you want to become a penetration tester. So most of the people want to become a penetration tester. They want to hack things and they want to test everything in a corporate environment. So you can go for OSCP, and practical knowledge is also important. So try HackMe and Hack the Box. Great platforms. If you are starting today, start with these platforms right away. Like they have a beginner path. Both of these platforms have a beginner path. Try HackMe is somewhat you will find it familiar, or you will find it easy to begin with. So you can start with Try HackMe, then go for Hack the Box as well. So these will be your resources to learn cybersecurity. And remember that this is a whole spectrum of things. So you can't just go ahead with one certification and say that, okay, I know everything about cybersecurity. So there is web security, web application security, there is network security, and there is penetration testing, there is bug bounty and all of that stuff. So it's a whole variety of things. So basically the fourth skills to be learned in 2022 will be cybersecurity. And number 5, which everybody should learn, is learn to code. So coding is one of the, like all the areas I discussed. OS also involves bash scripting and all. So coding is kind of necessary at this point in IT field. Then we talked about network automation, right? You need to learn coding for that as well. Then for cybersecurity, for penetration testing, for creating scripts, for creating malwares, if you want to go to advanced side of cybersecurity and bug bounty. So learn to code should be one of the things in your bucket list. Code Academy is one of the great platform to start with. Code Academy, I also completed Python course last year. And Code Academy is one of the great platform to start with, and there are a lot of YouTube tutorials available for coding. So you can just go basically focus on two languages, Python and Go, because Python is kind of common in network automation, in cloud, in cybersecurity. Python is kind of a common language, as well as data science and AI, machine learning, all of that. Python is a language like you can learn it and you will be benefited from Python. And the second language will be Go language. So Go is also becoming very popular. One of my bucket list also includes completing Go language course, maybe from Code Academy, because I think they have a free Go course. So let's see how it goes. But learn to code should be your fifth most important thing to learn in IT in 2022. So first one will be core networking or an operating system. If you don't already know, so if you are just beginning, if you are changing your career from something else to IT, the first thing to learn is networking and operating system. Then either jump to the cloud computing part of it, or jump to network automation and go for DevNet certifications and Docker, Kubernetes, DevOps, or basically you can go for cybersecurity. And coding is essential for all of them. So core networking, operating system, cloud computing, network automation, cybersecurity, and learn to code. These will be my 5 recommendations to do in 2022. I hope that you find this video helpful in some way or other. And please connect with me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Have a good day and have a great learning year ahead of you. So thank you for watching and take care. Goodbye.